Tai Chi ball Qigong. So I've had some of my students, when they take this class, let me reach over here, they actually use maybe a yoga block or a stuffed toy. Sometimes they don't have anything, so I just, do a little hands to do that outside of a formation of a ball. Um, I have one of my toys that my kid had, uh, which is kind of funny to me. It's a little piece of pizza. So you could actually use, like I said, a little stuffed toy to do the ball part. So anyway, let me know if you're in the room today. Drop a hello or where you're taking class from. And I'm teaching here from Texas. I'm going to type that into the chat line, see if it shows up. Who knows if it will or not. I'm also trying to test to see how the volume is, if I'm coming across loud and clear. I think last time I had something going on in the background and it was interfering with the live video. Why am I holding this pizza? Anyway, today is chair Tai Chi ball Qigong. It is a variation of Tai Chi ball Qigong, which is a very specific martial art practice. It originally was used for weapons training, and Dr. Yang, out of, I believe, Chicago, Illinois, in that area, um, would see people in the kind of the little park area where he was in Taiwan doing this practice when he was a youth. And then when he went back to get his PhD in physics, I believe it was, kind of in the same area, he sought out the people that were like still doing that type of practice because it kind of disappeared a bit, yeah. So you can find out more information about Tai Chi Ball Qigong on the YMAA website. Let me just go ahead and put that in there, YMAA. Typically, they use a 2 to 3 pound weighted ball. Let me go over to the other side of the room and bring that to the screen and show you what that's like. So, when I took my Tai Chi ball Qigong training, they suggested, to do this with something that didn't have any weight. But this one does have a 2 to 3 pound weight. And so, when you are doing the circulation or the movement back and forth, you are definitely using muscles that you thought, whoa, didn't know I had those muscles going on. But today's class, it's again Qigong, Tai Chi, chair, ball, Qigong. That's a mouthful. Okay, so are we ready? Are y'all excited about coming to class? Type in the chat line if you would. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is come to the back of the room and we'll get started. We also, at the very end, we're going to do a review of the Yang style short form 12. We learned this 12 postures, and it's part of the 108 long form in Yang style Tai Chi. But it's the beginner's Tai Chi. Tip your toe into Tai Chi. We did a 6-week series where we learned those 12 postures, both on the right hand side of the body and the left hand side of the body. So without further going into stuff, I'm going to go ahead and stand up, move this chair out of the way, and let's start our chair Tai Chi ball Qigong class. Yay. If you feel like you need to be standing instead, that's okay too. Just know that. And again, let me come to the back of the room where I've got my chair set up. I've got my little squishy ball here underneath. Let's see. Yeah, that's about all the light I have today. So we're just going to have to do what we can do here. All right. So with any Tai Chi class, we start with a bow. So we're going to do that right fist, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon. And then we bow down to one another to start our Tai Chi class today. Welcome. Let's start with the breath. So there's what's called the Dantian, the collection center where we store our energy. And eventually, once that gets stored all the way up, we can send it out through different traditional Chinese medicine meridians. So find your belly button and then go about either 2 inches or 2 finger widths below the belly button, and then take that finger that's in the belly button and hop it down below. So that's your center of your dantian, and then you kind of go in 2 inches to find the real center. This is called the Sokumen point. I'm going to take the palm of one of my hands, place it at that center, and the other hand above that. And from here, let's breathe in and expand the belly. And as you exhale, draw the belly button towards your spine. Let's do that again. Breathe in, belly out. Exhale, belly button towards your spine. Let's do one more. Breathe in, belly out. And exhale. Beautiful. Now I'm away from the back of the chair. I'm not sinking my spine, curve my spine into the chair. So kind of move up into your chair so you engage those tall posture muscles. And from here, let's do the Atlas point rotation. So we do a little Qigong warm up before we kind of get into the stuff with the ball. We incorporate it all. So take your nose and start drawing a circle. Kind of softening those muscles in the top of the neck. You might be hearing some little crinkly things going on when you do the Atlas point rotation. Hopefully it's not painful. Maybe you need to go slower. And then let's reverse that. Let's go the other way. Again, just know that you can do these postures also standing if you so choose. If you're like, okay, I'm sitting down too much, but today's class is cued for the seated versions. This is great for seniors, beginners, veterans. And then bring it back to the center. Now, since we do have the ball, I'm going to give you two different options here. Next is swimming dragon. It's range of motion in, turning your neck side to side. You can do this with hands together and hook the thumbs, or just hands together. That works. Or you can grab your ball and then place your hands on either side of the ball. And, basically there's a little bit of space here. You're just kind of pushing into the ball while you do this. So let's breathe in, belly big. And as we exhale, we contract the belly button towards the spine, push the hands one direction, turn the head the other direction. Ooh, notice your range of motion. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Let's do the other side. But first we breathe in, belly big. Exhale, push it away. Again, this is for your range of motion, lessening neck pain. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Let's do one more each side first. We breathe in. And then exhale, push it away. Inhaling, stay here. Exhale back to the center. Very good. We're going to do what's called a finishing breath. Hang on to the ball or your hands. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. So unlike yoga, we usually take the arms back on down the same direction, but for Tai Chi, you bring the energy down from the heavens back down to your dantian, that lower dantian. We have three dantians, the upper, the middle, and the lower dantian. Yay. Okay, so next is going to be spread the feathers. And again, I'm going to cue this with both the traditional chair posture and then with the ball. So we spread out the hands nice and wide. And you take the arm out to the side. Then you take that thumb and you turn it to the back of the room. So that's, the traditional variation. Or if you have the ball, have a little slight grasp on the ball. So it has to be one that you can squish, okay? Take it out to the side, turn the ball to the back of the room. So we're getting a little kind of contraction of the muscles in the hands, in addition to what's going on here with the shoulders and the biceps and triceps. Now, we're going to take the opposite ear, drop it towards the shoulder. Woo! So this brings more blood flow into the brain, opens up that carotid a little bit, and again, improves blood flow to the brain. So that's a good thing. Now we're going to take that chin, drop it towards the shoulder. You may notice a little bit more sensation going on. And then we're going to take the chin and draw a half circle or a smile. So we take it up towards where the wall meets the ceiling, and then back down towards your chest and over to that extended arm side and release. So we kind of held that a little bit. You may notice a little tension going on in those shoulders, biceps, and triceps. Other side, again, you can spread the feathers on the fingers, arm out to the side, lower it a little bit and turn the thumb to the back of the room, or clasp the ball and turn it to the back of the room. From here, drop your new ear towards the other shoulder, the opposite ear of the arm extended. Again, turn that hand to the back of the room. You're going to feel some contraction energy going on here, or some sensation. Let me just put it that way, okay? And then take the chin, drop it towards your shoulder. Ooh, I had a big old crinkle sound happen when that happened. And then we're going to take the chin and draw a half smile. So we're going to bring the chin up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Keep holding your spread the feathers hand. And then back down towards your chest. and then towards that extended arm side, and then back to the center. Very good. Let's go ahead and just place the ball back on down, and let's spin those hands. Ooh, this brings a little air across my throat, my face, which is good. This loosening wrists, good for carpal tunnel. And then let's reverse. Notice if it feels a little different when you reverse. My left side is not as spinny. I guess that's the word for it. It's not as spinny as the right side. Very good. And then from here, we're going to cup the hands and do those little arm swings. Thanks for making that little comment. I can't see it from across the room, but thank you all for coming into class today. I love this one. That's good for the bursitis, that general achiness in the shoulders. You may notice one side is a little bit different than the other, and that's okay. Let's now tap the top of the back. So we're getting a little extra bend in the elbows. Again, do what you can with what you got today. If it looks different than mine, that's okay. Let's do two more. 2 and 1. And then just kind of let it just be a little bit less. From here, we're going to do wild goose flutter. So that brings energy into the underside of your arms. What else does it do? I don't know, wrist, arms, and into the fingers. So we're going to flutter the arms up. Helps also with a little bit of lymphatic drainage. And I've got bracelets on today, so it's going to make a little noise. And then take one to the front, one out to the side, and then switch sides. I feel a little snap, crackle, pop on that right side, on my shoulder. One more, and one more. And you may be noticing some sensation here. Next is Kuan Yin paints the rainbow. So this, again, range of motion, isolation of the shoulder. And again, do what you can with what you got. So we're going to drop a hand out by the side of your body. My palm is facing me to begin with. Then I invite you to turn the palm away so the pinky is towards me, thumb to the back of the room. And then we'll inhale, arm up. Exhale, arm back behind you. Woo. And then we inhale, gather, flip the hand, and bring the other arm down. So it's the other side. And we turn the palm away, pinky towards me, thumb to the back of the room. Here we go. Breathe in, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather up, flip it, and bring it down. Now, you can continue to do hands only, arms only, or you can grab your little Tai Chi ball and do it with the ball. I kind of like this. It's kind of fun. So we're going to bring the palm down, turn the ball away, turn the palm away, and then inhale, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather, switch it, and other one comes down. Now it's towards you first, and then turn it out to face the outside of the room, and then inhale, up, up, up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather. Switch the ball into the other hand and bring it down. Last time this side. Turn that ball away. Here we go. Inhale, up, 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 up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather. Switch it and bring it down. Turn that ball away. Here we go. Inhale, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, flip it. And let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring the energy down from the heavens back down to the dantian or the danjian. All right, I'm going to place that ball back on down. From here, clap the hands. Rub some heat into those palms. Move it into the fingers. So today we're going to do the traditional Qigong detox. Normally I do the big 6, but today we're going to switch it up a little bit. So we're going to tap, tap, tap the outside of the arm and get that shoulder. Get that armpit and bring it down. And then go here below your belly and bring it up the center. And then go on the inside of the arm. And then clap the hands again. Notice how that arm feels when you do that. And there may be, again, some sensation if you're feeling here. Let's do the other side. So tap, tap, tap on the outside. Get that shoulder. Get that armpit. Bring it down the side body, all these lymph node nests that we're addressing. Bring it up the center. I do a fist usually when I go up the center. And then get that shoulder again, and then turn the palm up and go down the inside. Beautiful, wonderful. Let's go ahead and take a leg out. I've got my funky earth sandals on today, and I got my weird little tabby socks. So I like to wear them in the wintertime also. So I got to get those little weird toe socks, yeah? But toes towards you, calf contraction. So this sequence that we're doing next helps prevent foot cramps, improve ankle flexibility, which is a bonus. And when we start pumping the foot, that pumps that calf muscle, which is considered to be the second heart in the body. So yay, good blood flow back to the heart from those, places way far away from our body. And then point the toes away. Notice if it feels different when you do the flex versus the point, and how this feels in your musculature. And then we're going to point and flex. I didn't think it was going to work out on the carpet, but it's working out okay. And then let's bring it in. Let's do the other side. So bring the other leg out, kind of hop, walk it out there, and then invite the toes towards you. Woo! So what you're going to notice, okay, this side versus the first side, does it feel tighter? Does it feel less tight in this side of the body? There's no wrong or right answer. Just notice what you notice, okay? And then point the toes away. And then let's start that little pump. So here we go. Oop, my foot popped. We do these same types of movement sequences in the standing Tai Chi for our warm-up. So if you think this is kind of unique to chair Tai Chi, it's not. We kind of play off of one another, both of the modalities. And then bring that in. Now I'm going to scoop my booty back just a little bit, because what I like to do, some folks like to have their hands underneath their knee pit, or they interlace the fingers on their shin and then lift up and kind of lean back, because we're going to point and flex again. So point and flex again. You're going to feel the shin muscles being activated when you have the hands interlaced on that shin. And then from here, I'm looking at my foot. I want to turn the foot inward for my ankle circle. Ooh, I just had a big old snap, crackle, pop going on there. We're going to transition the foot rotation, the points and flex, into strengthening the knees in just a bit. So that's what's coming up next. But we got to reverse, and we got to do the other side. So here we go. Ooh. And then relax that down. We got to do the other side. So again, is it hands underneath, or is it fingers interlaced on that shin? And start that point and flex. So you didn't hear it, but when I was talking, it made a big old snap sound. Again, welcome to chair Tai Chi ball, Qigong. Oh, that's a lot to say. And then start drawing that circle inward. And then reverse. Notice if your reverse feels a little different in its shape, it might. And release it down. So I talked about we're going to work on our knees next. So what we're going to do is, again, clap the hands, get a little heat into those palms. Now you can kind of grind it, ignite that fire into the palms, and then move it down into the fingers. I'm going to walk my feet forward a little bit, and then put that heat onto the knees. Ooh, that's nice. Now again, keep it between the easy and outs. If it's spicy, do less, all right? Or skip and join us on the next one. Now, if you can, come up on the pads of the fingers and do those little hand circles. It can be reverse if you like, to stimulate all those acupressure points around the knees. Again, if you have a knee that's kind of spicy, maybe you're doing less pressure. And then from here, taking the palms of the hands, let's tap, tap, tap the outside. So this is for lessening knee pain. Also, it's for the gallbladder meridian, clearing maybe any blockages that might be happening. Now, it's not whapping, okay? It's just tapping. And then I like to do the insides, the stomach meridian, but for me, that's a little spicy. I know I have some stomach issues, so that makes sense to me. Very good. And then I walk my feet forward a little bit. And what I like to do is take my fingers underneath the back of that knee pit, and I kind of rub the back of the knee pit. And I've got the sides of the thumbs also additionally kind of rubbing that gallbladder meridian at the same time. It just kind of naturally happens. So if you're trying to do lymphatic drainage for lessening edema, swelling in the feet, my suggestion is you go look at Dr. Perry's Big Six, the sequence for doing that lymphatic drainage. We're not doing that today. We're doing a more traditional Qigong detox, and that's okay. We can mix it up. All right, so we're going to scoot back into the back of the chair. Again, I was telling you we're going to be doing the movement sequences in our chair Tai Chi for strengthening those knees. And so we're going to lift a leg up and show me the bottom of your foot. Ooh, I'm going to lift my leg off the chair. And again, invite the toes towards you. Might be spicing the behind hamstring, where the hamstring inserts into the behind. Just notice what you notice. And then release it, but hover the foot, because we're going to take that same leg and point towards the front of the room. And release. And again, we're strengthening all the bones, the ligaments, all this stuff around the knees. Other side. So here we go. Bottom of the foot, squeaky chair. And then hover, lower, hover. And then point the toes. And release. Now, we're going to do that again, but we're going to have some brain work on this next set. So we flex the foot, take your opposite hand, flex the hand. So upper and lower body, left and right hemisphere. So we're kind of working some neuroplasticity here. And then lower. And then point the toes, point the hand. And then we're going to add a little abdominal work here. We're going to have the arm be up and down. So notice your core getting activated here when you kind of do a weird basketball dribble here. And bring it down. Other side. Flex the foot, flex the hand. And then lower, hover. And then point the toe, point the fingers. And then again, up and down. I can feel this in my back. I can feel this in my lower abdominals a little bit, or a lot. And release. So one more set. Here we go. Flex the foot, flex both hands. Okay. And then lower. And then point the toe, point the fingers, and alternate up and downs. And then both at the same time. Ooh, feels a little different. And release. Other side, flex the foot, flex both hands. This is the last set, I promise. And then lower, hover, for today at least. And point the toes, point the fingers, and alternate up and downs. And then at the same time, I don't like the same time. And release. Come away from the back of the chair. And again, let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And then bring down the energy from the heavens back down to your dantian. So next is called lighthouse. Basically, let me think here. We have these little cupped hands here, and we're going to do this with the hands first and then add the ball to it. So we have the dantian, and then we have these inguinal creases, which is called the qua, where we turn our entire body over to one side. It's called turning from the qua, turning from the dantian. So what we'll do is we'll turn from the dantian and then reach out. So this is kind of like the little lighthouse out there on the beach. You know, they have those little towers. And again, you're reaching out. I'm leaning forward a little bit. Again, this is challenging the core a little bit in the frontal plane. Keep breathing. And then bring it back to the center. We're going to go the other direction, but if you want to, you can grab your ball and use the ball in the other direction. Again, turn and then reach out. Try to keep a bend in your elbows when you're doing this. Try not to go for super straight arms. Again, you're doing what you can with what you got. If it needs to be smaller circles, that's okay too. And then one more. Very good. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Now, let's take a little water break. And I'll come on up here to check to see who's in the room. Oh, thank you very much for that little comment. Again, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Take this opportunity to take a little drink. Squeaky chair. I guess I've never noticed that. Well, I have noticed that. I'm just making comments about it today. Okay, so next, let's get into that spinal cord breathing. We kind of, we did this around and around business, but we're going to do a little extension and flexion of the spine. It's traditionally known as cat-cow. So again, little cuppy hands here. We're going to Inhale, elbows up, chest forward. And then exhale, curve your spine to the back of the chair. Your head kind of here on the top of the hands. Now, sometimes we have spicy pelvic bones, right? So when we come out of that pelvic tilt to sitting up tall, go a little slower. So here we go. We're going to inhale, elbows up. Exhale, curve that spine. You got to be away from the back of the chair to make this happen. Again, inhaling, elbows up. Exhaling. Now let's take it to the side. Here we go. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, back to the center. Other side. Here we go. Inhaling, elbows up. Exhale, back to the center. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. And bring down the chi. Beautiful. Let's grab our ball. We're going to do eagle claw. Now, eagle claw can be done without the ball. It can be a fist instead of hand grabbing the ball. So I'm just going to go ahead and cue it for the ball though. So we're going to inhale, fist or ball to chest. Exhale, sky high, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhaling out to the side. Now we're going to squeeze the ball or open and close 5 times. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides, switch it into the other hand. Inhale, ball to chest or fist to chest. Exhale, sky high, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale out to the side. Squeeze it. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Here we go. Inhale, fist to chest. I'm going to do it without the ball this time. Exhale, sky high. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the hand or down. Exhale, push it forward. Inhaling back to your chest. Exhaling out to the side. Open and close. Squeeze that ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Here we go. Inhale, ball or fist to chest. Last time. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up if it's only the hands. Exhale, push it forward. Hang on to the ball if you have the ball. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, out to the side. Open and close. Squeeze the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the waistline. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that energy. Beautiful. We're going to do parry, and then we're going to move on to some of our horizontal and vertical circulations with the ball. So let's start drawing those circles. So it's like called Wipe My Table. You probably know it as wax on, wax off. And you're shifting your weight from one bun to the other. Sometimes when we do these chair Tai Chi, these Tai Chi movements, air happens in the form of air escaping or burps happening. Just kind of know that, okay? It's normal. And then let's pause and then wipe it out. Now I tend to wipe out further than I do when I wipe in. I don't know why that is. It just feels different in the body. So again, this works the core, this works the brain. And then let's bring this to like if you're wiping your windows. So you're wiping those windows. You get into all the nooks and crannies all the way to the corners there. And one shoulder may be talking more than the other. And then let's wipe it in. So wipe in. Now, if you want to get into the lungs a little bit more, what you would do is make fists and bring the elbows a little bit more across. So this is also massaging those internal organs, so the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas. What else have we got going on there? The spleen. I'm sure there's other stuff. I just can't remember. And then let's switch this to wiping it in horizontally again. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Notice that sensation that might be happening here. We're going to switch this into Tai Chi balls. We're going to place our hands here at our chest and bring the hands out in front of us. So it's like we're drawing lines in between the fingers here. And your elbows are down, shoulders are relaxed. And then we're going to inhale, open up the ball. Exhale, draw it in. It's like you're pulling taffy. Yeah? Breathe in, expand it out. Belly big. Exhale, belly button towards your spine. Let's do that again. Inhale, drag it out. And exhaling. Let's finish that breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the energy. Beautiful. From here, let's do a little bit more for the feet, and then we'll move on to the ball, okay? So we're going to do the foot patterns. We're going to bring a leg forward, out, forward to the chair. Now, if you need to use your hand to guide your leg, please do so. Forward, other side, out, forward to the chair. Getting into those hips, okay? Do it again. Forward, out, forward to the chair. Again, forward, way out, forward to the chair. One more. Forward, way out, forward to the chair. Last one. Forward, way out, forward to the chair. Now we're going to do something I like to call air pose. So you slide it out to the side and in, and just keep doing that. Nope, felt my hip pop there. And then imagine there's a soccer ball here, and you're going to bring your leg up and over that ball. Now what you can do, if you want to build a little bones, you can raise it up with that hand underneath and let it drop for that bone density. I like that one. Now, if you've got spicy bottoms of the feet, this may not be appropriate for you. So just, you're going to have to be your guide on that. Bone density sumo stomp. All right. Now we're going to do the other side. Again, slide it out. This is one of your functional moves for getting in and out of the car. You know you have back pain when you have challenges getting in and out of the car and your hips are going, woo, what are you doing? All right, we're going to hop it over that soccer ball and just kind of notice what you notice here. And then maybe lift it a little bit more and let your foot drop. And then gather it back in. Woo. Couple of more. One more. All right, breathe in, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that chi. Beautiful. Grab your ball. Where'd your ball go? Okay. This next one's called the tornado. So I'm going to bring my feet a little wide. I'm here at the edge of my chair, but my behind is comfortable on the chair, okay? And then similar to lighthouse, we start doing a horizontal circulation, but we're going to be traveling it up like it's the outside of the tornado, yeah? And then you may be here at the top of the head and staying there, but what I challenge you to do is bring it back behind you. Woo! For that core challenge, for that lubricating the spine challenge. I like this one for my scoliosis. It just kind of loosens it all up and makes it feel better in my body. Hopefully that's true for you too. One more. And then pause. Whoa. And then go the other way. Gail, when are we going to bring it down? Right now. Start bringing it down. So I like to do the tornado because it's a part of what we do in tornado, and make it smaller, smaller, the smaller. Is what we do in Dragon Spins the Tai Chi, star spin around. So the star spin around element is where we bring the ball back behind us and back on down. So we'll get to that in just a sec, okay? But we're going to do the yin and the yang vertical path first. So first, let's do the yang. So it's here at our middle dantian, which is about here at, breastbone, chest level. And we bring it out and up. Try to keep a little bend in the elbows. When you're doing this, I'm going to bring my feet a little bit wider. Depending how big this ball is, right? If you're doing this with a basketball, it may need to be a little wider. Hello, shoulders. Hello, elbows. Very good. So the yang path, the ball going outward, is the energy path, is the fire path. And then we're going to bring it here to a chest level and basically bring it forward and back down. So this is the yin path, the nourishing, the wind path, the kind of like the relaxation path, or what we call the water path. Very good. Now from here, let's turn over to the side, turn from the quad. And again, you're bringing it down and towards you. So here's where we really kind of maybe notice the Let me think here. Kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, massaging those internal organs. All good stuff, I hope. And then bring it back to the center. Sometimes I hit my leg and I drop my ball when I do this. And let's go over to the other side when it's ready. There we go. Okay. Twisting from that quad. Ooh. Hello, shoulders. Again, I'm trying to keep it bend to my elbows. Does one side feel a little bit more easy to do versus the other? Probably. And then bring it back to the center. Okay, now we're going to switch it. Now we're going to switch it to pushing it outward and towards you, because we ought to do that side-to-side circulation with the yang path. So here we go. Turn it over to the side. Notice if it feels different than the yin path when we turn it out to the side of the body. Maybe, yeah. Imagine this was a 2 to 3 pound weighted ball. And then bring it back to the center. Now you can purchase those little wooden balls from the YMAA website or off of Moon Willow Tai Chi website. They're about, let me see, almost $100. Yeah. Sometimes they have sales, sometimes they don't. And then bring it back to the center. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. So at this point in time, I invite you to, again, get a drink of water. I need a drink of water, so I want y'all to get a little drink of water. I'm noticing my heart rate's pretty high here, and I'm looking at the messages. Thank you for putting that message in there. Thank you. Kansas. Someone put in there they're from Kansas. Someone put in there Washington State. Well, of course, I'm teaching from Texas. Beautiful. Thank y'all. Again, hope you got that sip of water. And then next is, what are we going to do? We're going to do Seek the Pearl. So Seek the Pearl, whether you have a ball or not, you're basically just rotating the pearl, rotating the Tai Chi. And you keep your elbows into the side, and you have a nice tall posture. So it's just spinning it. Now, if you don't like to twist, you can keep your body to the center and just do this with the hands. But I invite you, if you can, twist a little bit from the Kwa, from that Dantian, the Danjan. So the practice that I have here back behind me, you're probably seeing some of the little postures here. That's the Sokman Hoi Hep movement practice. And then they don't call it the Dantian, they call it the Danjan, because that's the Korean word for it when you do the English translation of the word. Okay, that's Seek the Pearl. Now what we're going to do now is in the center and over shoulder, into center, over the shoulder, ball over the shoulder. And then we're going to change this into side lying, number 8. Again, getting into those side core muscles, the front and the back muscles. So again, kind of working this a little bit. Shift your weight from one bun to, I'm going to bring those legs in a little bit. I found this on the web. Oh, my Apple Watch is talking to me. Oh, well. And let's switch and go the other direction. Does it feel easier to do one direction versus the other? It does for me. This one's easier. I don't know why. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Yes, I don't know how to count. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that chi. Beautiful. Yay. Okay, so we did Seek the Pearl. We do over the shoulder. We did the sideline, number 8. Next is Dragon Spins the Tai Chi. So we have the ball here, and we're going to have a hand on top. So whatever hand is on top is going to go across the body. And then the other hand is like the underhand. The underhand is going to pull it towards you. So you throw it out, pull it towards you. Throw it out, pull it towards you. I'm going to keep saying those same words. Again, lots of internal massage going on here. Your large, your small intestine, your ascending, your descending colon. You should have a wonderful restroom experience later on because, you're kind of stimulating all the stuff going on here. Let's do 2 more. 2 and 1. Okay, so what we do in the sequence is that we will throw the ball out, bring it towards you 2 times, and then we do what's called star spin around. So let's do that. So hand on top, throw it out and towards you. Here's the second one. Out and towards you. Spin, start around, and let's repeat. Out and towards you, out and towards you. Spin it around, core tight. Again, out and towards you, out and towards you. Here we go. Spin it around. Nice. Out and towards you, out and towards you. Let's spin it. Very good. Now, we got to lose all that muscle memory. So put your ball in between your legs and just shake your arms. Do that wild goose flutter again. And then grab your ball, stomp your feet, shake the legs. All right, other side. Other hand grabs the ball, hand on top, goes across. Okay, other hand's underhand, and you're going to pull it towards you and back. So we got to get this muscle memory going on this side. Whew. Okay, I think you all got it, right? Maybe. Out and towards you, out and towards you, out and towards you. Let's do the star spin around on this side. Woo! And bring it down. Okay, so the pattern is throwing it out twice, star spin around. Here we go. Out and towards you, out and towards you. Here we go. Spin it around. Very good. Again, out and towards you, out and towards you. Spin it around. Again, out and towards you, out and again. Spin it. Let's do one more this side. Here we go. Out and towards you, out and towards you. Spin it around. Guess what? Other side. Out and towards you, out and towards you. Spin it around. Switch sides. Out and towards you, out and towards you. Here we go. Now from here, just spin it. Spin it one way. Spin it the other way. Once more. Spin it one way. Spin it the other way. From here, inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Let's cool it down a little bit. Let's do swallow flies to the nest. So we're going to bring the ball out to the side and then inhale, bring it across. Swallow flies east. Exhale, bring it out to the side. Swallow flies west. Inhale up and over. Swallow flies up in the sky. And then boink, lands in its nest. Come back to the center. Switch the ball into the other hand. Inhale, bring it across. Exhale out to the side. Inhaling up and over. And exhaling. Switch sides again. Swallow flies east. Breathe in. Swallow flies west. Swallow flies up and over. Way over. And lands in its nest. Switch sides last time. Swallow flies east. Inhaling. Swallow flies west. Exhaling. Swallow flies up and over and lands in its nest. Beautiful. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Let's do one of our favorites. It's called teacup. The objective is to have a palm up. Palm up. This is probably done easier with a squishy ball than the weighted ball. So we're going to try it, okay? So place the ball into one of your hands. Doesn't matter which one you're going to do. Who knows? And we're going to bring the ball here to our armpit, the elbow's back behind us, and then turn that elbow out to the side, and then hide the ball. Now I'm at the edge of my chair, so what I'm going to do is lean out the opposite direction of what the hand is holding the ball. I can't talk today. And we're going to bring the ball out, so it's palm up. So here's the thing. Core activated and draw a low spiral and then an upper spiral, woo, and bring it back. Let's do that again. Ball to the armpit, elbow out, hide the ball, lean out. Okay, look at it, bring it out, palm up, and then start drawing your little circle here. You can be fancy when you bring it in. Let's do that again. Ball to the armpit, breathe in, elbow out, exhaling, inhaling, hide the ball, exhale, hold your core. Here we go, ball out and spin. And bring it in. Switch sides. Oh my. Okay, here we go. Ball to the armpit. Elbow out. Hide the ball. Lean out. Very good. Palm up. Look at it. Okay, and then start drawing that palm up. Just spill your tea. I spilled my voice. Let's do that again. Ball to the armpit. Elbow out. Hide the ball. Palm up. Here we go. Belly button tight as you spin it around and bring it back. Let's do that one more time. Elbow out, hide the ball. Ball comes out, you lean out, and then you do that low circle and bring it back in. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring it down. From here, place your ball down. And then we're going to do what's called smoothing the energy egg, because, you know, we kind of built up a lot of fire here, a lot of yang energy. So basically, we're going to have your wrists kind of facing out, and we're inhaling up. Once it gets to a certain height, you turn the hands and the wrists down, exhaling. So you're smoothing out that energy egg. And again, turn the wrists out, inhaling up. And then turn the wrists out, exhaling. Let's do that again 3 times. Inhaling up, up, up. Turn the wrist out, exhaling. Very good. So this is going to conclude our session for the chair Tai Chi ball Qigong. So let's end with a bow. So that's that right fist, so that left palm, and bow down to one another. That's the sun and the moon. Now I'm going to come up to the front of the room just for a moment, get a little sip of water. If there's any questions, you can post them in the chat line. Again, taking this little break, this little opportunity to get a little bit of water, or that's actually for me. And again, I'm looking here in the chat line. If anybody's here, yep, we got a couple people here. Get a little sip of water here. Okay, so what's next is we'll run through the Yang style short form 12. And those folks that have done this before are going to know exactly what's going on. Those of you that have not done this before, you can follow along the best you can. Listen to my verbal cueing. If you're brand new to Tai Chi, never done it, there's going to be some places where what is she doing? You're going to be going like that, okay? So again, do what you can with what you got. Just to let you know, the 6 weeks course that we did for Veterans Yoga Project is out there on my YouTube channel. So if you're wanting to kind of tip your toe into Tai Chi, you can follow along the videos that I recorded only on me to kind of get some guidance of the first 12 forms. So without further stuff, I'm going to go ahead and stand up, move this chair back out of the way. You know what? I got to move the back chair out of the way too. So let me get that out of the picture here. While y'all get set up, if you're going to do this with me, move this out of the way. Out of the camera. Oh, made a bunch of noise there. And I'm looking to see here what it looks like in the camera. Let's see if I can come a little closer. That might work out. I'm going to try it from this part of the room so if you all can see a little bit more instead of me being squished up against the wall there. So anyway, to start our short form Yang style Tai Chi, we're going to do that right fist. That's the sun. That left palm, that's the moon. And bow down to one another to start our series today. So from here, I want you to feel your feet onto the floor and relax those shoulders. Be feeling your feet into the floor. Line your spine as if you're, there's a string pulling you up here. And again, have your hands here low under belly. Let's breathe into the dantian. So breathe in, belly out. Listen to the breath as you do this. Exhaling. Again, inhaling, belly big. And exhaling. One more time. Breathe in, belly big. And exhale. Now, since we were standing or sitting for a little bit, we're going to do a little bit of warm up here, just a little short warm up. So I'll just invite you to kind of shake your body. Shaking gong, bending those knees, getting a little flexion in the wrists, in the ankles, and then kind of, turn it side to side. And then we'll take it upward. And then down to a letter T, flap those arms, and flap those wrists. And then let's do those arm swings, opposite arms. Bending the knees, also lubricating those hips, those knees, those ankles, the elbows, the shoulders. And then from here, take it out and across. Now, again, if you don't like to twist, it makes you a little dizzy, have your head looking forward instead, okay? Always keeping it between easy and ouch. One more and one more. Very good. Just slow it down. And then let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring down the energy. Pull it down from the heavens back down to your dantian. Very nice. So I'm going to turn around for the first round. We may only do one round. Haven't decided yet, but what we normally do is we are in eagle stance. Eagle stance is where we have those feet kind of at 45-degree angles. And I'm looking to see where I am here. I'm going to scoot over just a little bit. Now, if this is not comfortable for you, you can have those feet a little bit wider apart, okay? So for the Yang style short form 12, your arms are beside your body, you're firm into your feet. And again, this is called eagle or beginning stance. And then we'll transition that into preparation stance to do the forming of the Tai Chi and to do the ward off, split the ball, and etc. So more to come, yeah? So let's just breathe in, kind of raise up a little bit. And then exhale, bend those knees. Let's do that again. Inhaling up. Now, this next time, exhale, lower, but shift your weight to that left side. And we're going to step that right foot out. Heel, ball, toe. Now, there's bends in the knees going on here. Shift your weight over to the right side. And we're going to turn the left foot in. Very good. Shift over to the left side. Turn that right foot in. And then come back to the center. Back to the center. Next is called center and sink. So we're going to inhale. Arms up to about hip level. Straighten up. Draw it back. Exhale, lower. Next is called upward, downward. Up to the shoulder heights. Inhaling up, 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 up. Draw it back. Exhaling down. Now we're going to shift over to the left side. Turn that right foot up. You form the Tai Chi ball. Right foot, right hand comes up, hand underneath. So it's about here, about chest and belly level. And then that foot's down now. You're going to shift your weight into the right side. First bow and arrow. We're going to take that left foot, step it forward. The weight is in the right foot. Heel, ball, toe. Now shift your weight to the left side. Turn the Tai Chi ball. Turn your hips to face this new set part of the room. And then we're going to shift our weight back into that right side. Lift the left foot, pivot it to be parallel to the right one. Then shift your weight over into that left side. Here comes our second bow and arrow. I'm going to turn the foot out a little bit and then heel, ball, toe. Most of the weight is on that left side. And then I'm going to split the ball into ward off. It's here, elbow up, hand by your hip. Now, most of the weight now is in that right side. I'm going to shift it back, roll back, and then push into the palm as I shift forward. And then inhale, shift back. Exhale, push forward. From here, when I inhale, I'm going to lift my heel, and then most of the weight is in that left side. I'm pivoting that right foot, turning from the quad, that dantian, making a circle with my hands. I'm trying to have that foot be pointing straight forward, and then shift my weight to the back leg, that right leg, continuing my circle up to the shoulders, toe ball heel, draw it back into the center, and bend those knees. Next is inward, outward. So bring those arms inward, raise up. Outward they go. Shift over to the right side. Turn that left foot. Step it in. Inhaling up. Other side. Exhale, lower. Lower and shift your weight into that right side. Heel, ball, toe with the left. Heel, ball, toe. Shift your weight. Turn the right foot. Shift your weight back. Turn the left foot. Come back to the center. Here we go. Center and sink. Inhaling halfway up to the hips. Exhaling, lower. Let's do upward, downward. Here we go. Up to the shoulders. Elbows out. And exhale. We're shifting our weight into that right side, turning that left foot. Left hand comes on top. Right hand underneath. Shift the weight into that left side. From here, first bow and arrow. We're going to take that right foot, step it forward, heel, ball, toe. Weight still in that left leg, about 70%. Then we're going to shift our weight to the right foot, turn the Tai Chi ball, hips here at the right part of the room, and then shift your weight back, lifting the right foot, pivoting it. Now shift your weight to the right foot, and then we're going to do the second bow and arrow. Turn the foot out a little bit and heel, ball, toe, and then split the ball. And here we are in ward off, hand by your hip, hand, elbow up, roll back, shift the weight, and then press hand into the palm, and then inhaling back, shifting the weight back and forth. Exhale, push forward. And here we go. Shift back, lift that heel, start turning everything. Again, the objective is to get that foot pointing straight forward. Keep completing your circle. Shift your weight to the left leg. Take that right foot, toe ball heel, come back to the center and sink. Now we're going to do inward, outward. So in it goes all the way up, outward. Shift your weight into that right side. Turn that left foot, step it in. Next is finishing breath. I'm going to turn around. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down that energy from the heavens back down to the dantian. Beautiful. Then we end with that right fist, that's the sun, flat left palm, that's the moon, and bow down to one another. Woo! We did it. All right, so again, I'm going to come up to the front of the room, entertain any questions that have been put in the chat line. But y'all already know this already, I can tell, because you're from Kansas and Washington State, yeah? All right, bye, y'all. This concludes our practice of chair Tai Chi, ball Qigong, thank you, and Yang style short form 12. And you can find further videos and demonstrations on my YouTube channel, Gentle Yoga Tai Chi. So see you next time. Bye, y'all.